So Alexander Usyk made some comments about Tyson Fury the other day, and to put it in a nutshell, he bears no ill feeling towards him, despite all the trash talk, despite wasting 2 years of his career avoiding the fight. And so the Fury fanboys, as you would expect, have taken this as an opportunity to ridicule boxing fans who've ever criticized Tyson Fury, because they say if Usyk doesn't hold any ill feeling towards Fury, then the fact that many boxing fans do shows that they're being oversensitive. Well, if you cast your minds back to the second Usyk-Joshua fight, when after the final bell, after the verdict was read, AJ grabbed the belts and threw them out the ring, many boxing fans, including myself, and certainly including the Tyson Fury fans, condemned AJ for those actions. What, you think I've forgotten? Fury fans? Oh yeah, you condemned AJ for doing that. Same as I did. But you know who didn't condemn AJ? Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk is an Eastern Orthodox Christian, and he takes his Christian values more seriously than most. Certainly a lot more seriously than Tyson Fury ever has. And of course, in Christianity, they have the principle of forgiveness. Forgive them, Lord, they know not what they do. Alexander Usyk clearly applies that attitude to his boxing career, because he would have every right to be offended by what Anthony Joshua did. He would have every right to be offended by Tyson Fury wasting 2 years of his career running away from the fight, lying about him all the time, making out as though he was the one that was running when it was actually Fury running, and all the other insults he's hurled at him over the years. He'd have every right to feel offended by Tyson Fury claiming that he only got the decision over him on the judges' scorecards out of sympathy because of the conflict that's going on in his country, when he actually won the fight fair and square. He'd have every right to feel offended by that. Nobody could blame him. But as I say, he lives by these principles. He believes in forgiveness. He doesn't like holding on to grudges, it would seem. When have you ever heard Alexander Usyk speak a bad word about any of his opponents? That's the question. You'd have to do some very serious digging to try and find an example of it, if there even is one at all. So yeah, Usyk is a different kind of guy. As for fans who criticize Fury being oversensitive, Tyson Fury banned TalkSport from coming to his fights. How's that for oversensitive? TalkSport are mainly Tyson Fury fanboys. The moment they gave him the tiniest bit of criticism, legitimate criticism, he throws a hissy fit and bans them. And you want to talk about oversensitive. And he's got form on that, Tyson Fury. He held a grudge against David Haye for pulling out of their fight all those years ago. For years! And yet he went and wasted Alexander Usyk's time for 2 years. Usyk never held a grudge. Tyson Fury turned on Mick Hennessy and his own uncle Peter just for visiting David Haye's gym. How's that for sensitive? Tyson Fury banned Eli Sekbak. Remember when Tyson Fury was fighting in America? Yeah, Eli Sekbak had said some critical things about Tyson Fury. Fury had him ejected from one of his press events. How's that for sensitive? And I can assure you that Tyson Fury has said far more disrespectful things about Usyk than Eli Sekbak has ever said about Tyson Fury. So you Fury fans need to get your heads straight. Talk about people being sensitive. Tyson's sensitive. Your Messiah is sensitive. He doesn't want anything but sycophants around him. The moment anyone gives him the tiniest bit of criticism, never mind trash talk or disrespect, the tiniest bit of criticism, he starts banning people. So yeah, Usyk is a very forgiving guy. Much more forgiving than me, but also much more forgiving than Tyson Fury. And at the end of the day, I'm not a religious person. I'm not a Christian. I don't have to forgive Tyson Fury for anything. And of course, I'm coming from a different perspective. I'm not a professional boxer. I'm a boxing fan. I'm a boxing consumer. So I'm talking from the perspective of someone who spends his hard-earned money purchasing pay-per-views, signing up for subscriptions to watch these fights, including Tyson Fury fights. And so what? As a consumer, I'm not allowed to review the product? If you bought a laptop or a car or a television and the goods delivered to you were not as described, or they were poor quality, or they broke down, or whatever the case may be, would you not have the right to leave a negative review? That's the perspective I'm coming from. I'm a boxing fan, a boxing consumer. Alexander Usyk is a fighter. He lives by these Christian principles, it would seem. He doesn't take things to heart. He doesn't hold grudges. But if he did hold a grudge against Tyson Fury for all the stuff Fury said, for all the time that Fury messed him about avoiding the fight, as far as I'm concerned, he'd be well within his rights. Because when the shoe's been on the other foot, Tyson Fury's held grudges. Even that member of Usyk's team who John Fury headbutted, he was very forgiving as well. He would have been well within his rights to hold a grudge against John Fury, to be angry at John Fury. The man headbutted him for no reason, completely unprovoked. Nobody would have blamed that guy if he was still angry with John Fury. But it seems as though he also shares this same type of mindset as Usyk, of rising above everything. Despite all the lies and the aggression and the attempts at bullying from the Furies, they just rose above it. Most of us would have been angry, understandably and justifiably so. But Usyk and his team took a different approach, and that worked out very well for them. I mean, can you imagine if somebody had headbutted John Fury unprovoked, or headbutted Tyson Fury completely unprovoked? You think they would have forgiven him? Give it a rest. And in fact, on this whole Christian thing, I've never taken Tyson Fury seriously as a Christian at all. In fact, I find it baffling that anybody does. Even more baffling the people that take John Fury seriously. These guys are making a mockery of the faith. If Tyson and his dad John genuinely believed in what they claim they do, then they would have known that God wouldn't give them the victory against Usyk before they stepped in the ring with him. Because who behaved more in accordance to Christian values and principles in the run-up to the fight? Fury or Usyk? Obviously Usyk. He wasn't the one bad-mouthing and trash-talking. It wasn't his team that lashed out at Fury's team unprovoked. Usyk wasn't the one doing all the lying. That was Tyson Fury and his lot. What did the Ten Commandments say? Thou shalt not bear false witness. So if Tyson Fury was genuine about his faith, he wouldn't have behaved the way that he did before the fight, for one. And for two, he would have known that having already behaved like that, God would not give him the victory. God would give Usyk the victory. But as I say, I've never been convinced that Tyson Fury is genuine about any of that stuff. I think it's just another smokescreen that he hides behind. Same as his dad. Because a tree is known by its fruits. Does Tyson Fury talk like a man of God? Is he truthful? Is he honest? Is he forgiving? These are all rhetorical questions. Because the answer is obviously no. Now again, I'm not religious. So I'm not trying to pull rank on Tyson Fury from that perspective at all. I'm just pointing out that in my view, he's insincere about his faith. And his words and actions have showed that over the years. Usyk, on the other hand, evidently is far more sincere. More power to him. It obviously helps him. Not just in the Tyson Fury fight, but in most of Alexander Usyk's fights. He's always crossing himself and talking to God all the way through the fight. I didn't see Fury do that once. Anyway, just a little reality check there for the Fury fanboys.